to Horses, Hope, and Hustle, the podcast where faith leads, grit drives, and the Western way of life runs deep. I'm your host, Crystal Show, wife, horsewoman, entrepreneur, and believer that God doesn't waste the hard stuff. Around here, we talk real stories, big dreams, and the kind of hustle that's rooted in hope. So pull your hat down, pour that coffee, and let's ride. Today, I'm joined by Taylor Douglas, founder of Happy Horse, for a real conversation about mental health in the horse industry. We're talking about pressure, expectations, and the courage it takes to speak up when you're struggling. Because strength isn't pretending you're fine. It's being honest and asking for help when you need it. If you've ever felt the weight behind the scenes, this episode is for you. Let's dive in. Taylor, do you want to go ahead and introduce yourself to our listeners?
Yeah, for sure. I'm Taylor Douglas. I'm from Saskatchewan, Canada. I've trained horses for the past 20 years of my life. And before that, I grew up on a boarding and training facility. So I'm 40 years old, and I've been in the horse industry, I guess, 40 years. I was one of those, what do you call them, arena rats is what they used to call us running around at the show. So, I've been to lots of different events and different types of stuff all across Canada.
Very cool. What kind of horses do you train?
Now I'm more focused on the working cow horse and rope horse side of things. I'm really trying to get more into the rope horse maturities and get back into the showing working cow horses. I took a little bit of a absence, I guess, from the working cow horses a couple years and thought, well, I'd really like to get back into that again.
Yeah, it's a good time because that's really taking off up there right now.
Yeah, we've had a pretty good group, for the past 20 years. But yeah, it seems like it's growing all the time. We're in California right now for the winter, and it's really an eye opener on the scale of the working cow horse in California.
Yeah, I bet it's much nicer to winter in California than up in Canada.
Yeah, it's been 40 below, I think, for a few days back home in Saskatchewan. So I'm definitely appreciating the nice weather.
Yeah, I grew up in Wyoming and then spent a lot of time in Montana, and we winter in Arizona. And I can't ever go back. Now I'm a big weenie when it comes to the cold.
Yeah. Once you've kind of served your time in the cold, I think you just kind of get over it. It builds character, though, that's for sure.
Yeah, something it builds. So tell us about Happy Horses.
Happy Horses, I guess, is I guess the fundamental part of Happy Horses. First of all, I guess it's a brand. We're trying to build it as an actual brand. But I think it was the mental health side of things that we're trying to create awareness for. And we use our products and our services, I guess, to get that message out as well. So rather than doing sponsorships, we really try to get the word out about mental health. And I've really found a lot of people that align with the mental health side of things. And it's really connected me to a lot of different people across Canada and across the US. Actually, we've been in Europe, and it's really the mental health side of things in the equine industry really touches a lot of people really all over the world.
Yeah, that is a huge, I feel like it gets swept under the rug a lot, I feel like, in the cowboy culture.
100% it does. And I've been through it. Bury your feelings, cowboys don't cry, all that type of stuff. But in the end, it needs to come out somehow. With my own journey with mental health, when I buried it, it didn't get any better. So until I kind of got into counseling, got into therapy, I never was able to really actually deal with the things that actually really bothered me.
Hmm. What do you guys offer through your happy horses? Are you guys just bringing mental health to the surface, or do you guys
Uh,
offer different?
we're speaking about the mental health. So we do have a product line that we're starting. We've got an equine mineral that's prairie specific to the Canadian prairies, and then we've got Himalayan salts. We're building on those products. I've trained horses and done clinics for quite a few years, so we've pulled that underneath the brand of Happy Horses. And then what we're doing on the mental health side of things is we're obviously we're speaking about mental health, but we're actually putting a foundation together to make equine psychotherapy, equine therapy more accessible to everybody that needs it. And I mean, really, we're the more we talk about the mental health in the communities, in the rodeo communities, and whatever community it is, um, it's really making a difference.
Yeah. I think it's really neat, even just to build community. So if people are struggling, they have a place they know they can go to, even just to be around like people in the same situation.
Yeah, exactly. Until I started speaking about it, I mean, I didn't really have many people that I knew were struggling. But since I've started talking about it, I've had lots of people reach out and say they're happy that I spoke about it, and they're on their own journey. Um, yeah, it's just not talked about enough. That's for sure. So
Mhm.
really building those communities around it.
That's really neat. What do you guys just bring light to people who offer psychotherapy with the horses, or is that something that you guys offer?
No, no, we don't offer it. I mean, I'm not trained in counseling. I'm not trained in therapy. I'm not trained in any of that type of stuff. It was just something that kind of struck me, and because I loved horses, and there's something about horses that is really healing. I found actually my mom worked with some equine, that type of therapy.
Hmm.
So I thought, what better way to bring horses to even bigger communities? And I mean, I'm not expecting the cowboys and cowgirls to go get equine therapy, but it's I guess bringing more people that maybe don't have access to horses to come and heal with horses. I've heard lots of stories of people, kids that have just come out of their shells just being around horses. So, I really like to give the opportunity to people that never experienced that.
Yeah, that's very neat. How does that work on your platform then? Do you guys have events coming up? I saw that you offered some clinics and stuff when I glanced at your website before.
Yeah, we update everything on our website. Our foundation is in the works. We've got just getting it all registered in Florida, actually getting all the documents finalized. So once that gets finalized, we'll be able to start advertising that. Hopefully, we'll be able to launch it in May. But as until that happens, we'll just keep talking about mental health and building our communities.
Yeah. Let's talk more kind of what you went through. Was mental health something that was like a long-term battle?
Yeah, definitely. I I mean, I what I went through, and I think I mean, this is what I think I went through was this is as much generational trauma as anything. My father's dad, he was an alcoholic and wasn't great. So I mean, my dad would have picked up some of those traits, and then on my mom's side, there's lots of schizophrenia and bipolar and that type of stuff. Um, I mean, all that stuff had been pushed down to my parents, and I mean, I think I picked up on a fair bit of that stuff. And I was a
Mhm.
child of divorce as well, and had my own stuff that I never really expressed. I just buried. So going through school, I was happy but never happy, and I drank and did that type of stuff through high school, and I think I kind of went through that phase then. And then when I graduated, I just really dove into my career, not really thinking that there was actually more happiness than what I was experiencing. And I built a ranch and had got married, had kids, and it just kept eating at me. I guess baseline was I wasn't happy. Um, so I went to my family doctor. When I got to my lowest point, I was to the point where I wanted to end things. So I went to my family doctor and got connected with some counselors, and they put me on some medications and that type of stuff. But I never felt happy, I guess, was the biggest thing that I didn't think was right, and I thought it was just myself that didn't feel happy. Maybe there was just something wrong with me. But yeah, I went to counseling, and I got a little bit better. And then a few years passed by, and I actually went into therapy, which I didn't realize was that much different than counseling, but it was definitely a turning point in my life was when I got therapy, and I healed, I guess, my childhood issues and that generational stuff.
Wow.
So yeah, no, it was quite the journey. I mean, everybody's journey is a little bit different, but I'm glad I got to where I am now. That's for sure.
Yeah. That's really cool that you could take a battle or struggle and be upfront with it, because I do think that goes so far, because most of us have something, we're battling, and it is easier just to bury it and post happy things on social media and pretend like it's not there
Yeah,
until until you can't.
yeah, no, exactly.
The No Booze branding mission is more than skipping a drink. It's a commitment to one day of sobriety in honor of those lost to suicide or alcoholism, and to support those still fighting. On branding day, you choose to stay sober for the day. Donate $5 if you can, and wear purple to show solidarity. One small act can make a real impact. Follow No Booze Branding on Facebook to support the mission and join the movement.
It's it's yeah, it was, and I'm very open to talk about mental health. Like I said, I'm not a counselor or therapist, but I mean, if I've had lots of people just come forward and just talk to me about what they've been through, um, and how happy they are that they found somebody that's been talking about it.
Mm-hmm. If you could go back, what is something what is something that you tell people now after you've gone through what you did go through and seeing kind of light at the other end?
Um, you're not alone. Um, yeah, there's help.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, and I mean, don't be afraid to tell people you're hurting.
Yeah. I
You
think
know,
just knowing you're not alone is very powerful in itself.
yeah, no, it's huge.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, how did, after you kind of had gone through therapy and that, did you just decide that you were going to start this business, or this, what do you call Happy Horses
Well, it's a
program?
brand. It's I guess you'd call it my midlife crisis. I didn't want to keep riding 12 horses a day. I didn't want to be
Mhm.
gone every weekend. I wanted to spend time with my kids. Um, I wanted to have the space to be there for my kids. Um,
Mhm.
so yeah, that was I knew I couldn't be a horse trainer, at the capacity I was for the rest of my life. Um, so yeah, it was just a I guess shift in what, I really wanted for myself. I could keep, getting on colts and doing that type of stuff, but was it really, I'd much rather be, riding a handful of horses of my own and spending time with my kids than I would, riding 12. And I mean, don't take this the wrong way, but riding 12 customer horses and answering to them. Um,
Yeah.
I've done that for 20 years, and I've seen my mom and my dad. They ran the boarding and training facility, so I've been around that. I'd just like to change things and live on my terms, I guess.
Yeah. That's really neat too. I love hearing when people are kind of like, I needed a change, whether it was, mental health purposes, for financial purposes, or time, energy, any of that, making a positive change there. Because the internet too is it's a very useful place to make something like that happen.
Yeah, exactly. And yeah, I mean, just my biggest change for me was just following my truth. What do I want to do? What don't I want to do?
Hmm.
Um, I've done some inner child work, and um, I know when I am not happy doing something. Um,
Hmm.
I know I can't ride 12 horses a day anymore. That's just my inner child will just hate me,
Yeah.
and that's my truth, right?
Hmm.
Got to live by your truth, and yeah, it's sometimes a big shift and a big change. Big changes happen, but sometimes you need that to happen to like get to a happy place.
Yeah. How long ago did you start Happy Horses?
I think we kind of started playing with it. My girlfriend, my partner, her and I, we come up with the idea about 2 years ago, and then it's just kind of been putting pieces together. It takes a little while for things to get traction and get the right people in place and um, meet the right people and right timing and all that stuff. But yeah, it's been about 2 years since the name came, and yeah, it's just been kind of history from there.
Very cool. How
Mhm.
have you grown your brand? Kind of word of mouth, or has that
Um,
helped a lot?
yeah, I guess the original people that bought our my first mineral blend um, were people that I taught clinics to or trained horses for. I literally started it with pre-selling a pallet of mineral. Um, I yeah, just called up or messaged all the people that I'd rode horses for or knew, and um, got deposits in and blended a pallet of mineral, and that was the start.
Very cool.
Hmm.
How about the mental health aspect side of it? Is it just kind of reaching out to clients?
Mental health. I mean, our social media is really active. My social media team, I've got well, uh, three people that are working on it now. Plus, my girlfriend, she's my publicist, but they do a great job in talking about getting the word of mental health out. Um, yeah, that type of stuff. I don't individually reach out to the clients, but I'm always open to chat about it. But yeah, the social media is a big push in our products and in our brand. Um,
Hmm.
it's the whole influencer. That's kind of the way of the world now. Uh,
Yeah.
our vision has never really been a bricks and mortar store. It's been more individual and online and social media and that direction.
Yeah. Very neat. What are some events you guys have coming up? I saw some stuff, clinics and whatnot on your website.
Yeah, we're headed to. I guess by the time this airs, we'll probably be done it. But we're headed to Prince Albert, Saskatchewan, Canada this weekend, and then we've got another clinic coming up in Calgary in end of April, and then another clinic in Moose Jaw, Saskatchewan, Canada. And I'm going to be going to some shows and some ropings. I've got Paso Robles Cowboy show here in 3 weeks. Middle of March is their show. Haven't quite decided if I'm going to go to Alberta shows or California shows this summer, but I guess that we'll see what happens. I like to get some rodeos. My kids are in high school rodeo and junior rodeo, so obviously I'd like to go catch some of those and spend some time with them.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a busy schedule. My girlfriend's got lots of projects of her own that we're working on together, and yeah, it's we don't know where we're gonna be exactly next month, but we're having fun doing it anyways.
There you go. So you'll go back and forth from California to Canada for your clinics and stuff?
Yeah, I can't do clinics in the US or training. I don't have a visa or anything yet, so we strictly Canada. We're using California to just enjoy, I guess.
Yeah, there you go. That's not a bad gig.
Yeah, exactly.
If you own a business and you're looking for a better way to reach people who actually listen, we should talk. Horses Hope and Hustle partners with brands that believe in hard work, honesty, and showing up. Let your business be heard by our listeners through authentic, story-driven sponsorships. Contact us today for more info. Do you notice a difference in the community, like in Canada and California, as far as the mental health and that aspect goes, or do you feel like kind of the cowboy culture as a whole kind of has
Yeah,
the same feel to it?
it's pretty broad. I mean, it's pretty broad. It's pretty quite a bit the same. I think the U.S. influences Canada a fair bit on that type of culture. But yeah, it's a lot in the same. They need advocates for it down here as much as we do in Canada.
Yeah.
So it's not just cowboy culture. It's right across. In Belfast, I talked to a gal that was involved in the racetracks, and she said the same thing in the race industry. There's lots of mental health issues. So, I mean, yes, it's cowboy culture that we want to touch on, but it's the equine industry as a whole. I think we need to unite and talk a little bit more about it.
Mm-hmm. What do you recommend to people, like the first step, if they're kind of struggling with their mental health? Or, if you could go back and change what you did, what would you do differently or recommend to somebody else?
I'd reach out to a professional a lot sooner than I did. Yeah, I wouldn't have waited as long as I did till I felt as low as I did. Yeah, it's never, and it's there's nothing wrong with talking to people about it either. A counselor or even just your family doctor.
Mm-hmm.
Get you at least on the radar, and they're there to help. It's not something that's new.
Yeah.
Mental that people there's professionals that specialize in that side of things. If you don't feel happy, there's it's not that there's something wrong with you. You just need somebody to talk to.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Do you guys have professionals that you recommend or that you kind of network with?
Not yet. I think down the road we'll stick something on the website that for people to reach out to.
Mm-hmm.
But at this point, not yet. We're still. I mean, we're still young. We're a young company, and
Mm-hmm.
there's lots of irons in the fire. But that's definitely going to be something that you'll be able to access. We hope you'll be able to access or at least find the right people to help you out.
Yeah, definitely. That'll be really neat.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, exactly. My therapist, he talked about how fast I went through just growing and opening up, and it was like night and day in a matter of a couple sessions. But There's a good saying that he said. It was when the student's ready, the teacher appears. Um, so yeah, I don't think if you want help, it's not far. You
Mm-hmm.
just have to want to look for it.
Yeah. I believe that's something too. We had the founder of No Booze Branding, and they're big on moving away from alcohol in the cowboy culture, which I think is another great mission that we support. And that was something that kind of came up too. Like you have to be ready to make the change because what you don't change, you choose. And sometimes just taking that first step is the hardest thing you can do, but it's the best thing that ends up in the long run.
Yeah, 100%. It's and don't be afraid to start over.
Yeah. Sometimes rock bottom or starting over, it's just like a fresh, gives you a opportunity for a fresh start. It's not always as bad as people think.
No, no, exactly. It's life's full of highs and lows, and you don't really appreciate the highs unless you really felt the lows. So
Hmm.
I don't regret anything I've gone through. I don't regret not asking earlier for help. It was just kind of my journey, and yeah, I mean, look where I am now,
Yeah.
sitting in sunny California this winter.
Yeah.
So I'm pretty appreciative for I guess this journey that I have been on.
Hmm. That's very cool. What has been your biggest reward in starting Happy Horses and just helping spread awareness of mental health?
I guess the connections, the people that I've met. Um, I've met so many people um, around the world, really,
Hmm.
um, and yeah, I think that's probably the most rewarding part. Um, and I guess those people that reach out and say, "Hey, thanks for speaking about this," because I was really in a low spot, and you prompted me to maybe there isn't something wrong with me. Maybe I do need to talk to somebody.
Hmm.
That's pretty rewarding.
Yeah.
Um, and I guess uh, a legacy, I guess, is the other part of this. It's you want to leave things better than you came into them. So, I mean, I've got two boys that are 10 and 13, and I'd like to leave this place just a little bit better for them.
Hmm.
That's pretty rewarding.
Yeah. Just breaking generational trauma, curses, whatever you want to call it,
Yeah,
generational. That's huge. And that takes a lot of work.
yeah, yeah. It sure does.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Are you, I don't know if this is too personal, but after you had gone through therapy and, have learned more about mental health and worked on your own, has it changed the way that you show up for your kids rather than like the way that maybe your family, your father showed up for you?
Oh yeah. I mean that's the ending the generational trauma, right? Like it's until until you get a healer, that will actually feel those emotions and work through them. Um,
Mhm.
that's the only way to start the or stop the generational side of things. But yeah, I'm definitely more emotionally aware myself, um, which in turn, I mean, it's going to be a lot better for my kids, and be able to
Mhm.
be present. And um, a lot of times, you're stewing about the next horse to get rode, or the next bill that needs to be paid, rather than actually spending time with I guess what really matters the most.
Mhm. So moving forward, what are some of your goals for Happy Horses or the direction you guys hope to head?
Well, we're working on getting incorporated in the U.S. And getting products out in the U.S. and obviously our foundation. I'd like to see that rolling by May. Um, at least be able to start, advertising and that type of stuff.
Mhm.
And then I see it. I mean, we see it. My partner and I, we see it as a global brand. Um, I mean, everybody wants wants to be a cowboy nowadays, and I'm very, very welcoming to that. Um, I think that's what we're missing right now is real authentic cowboys that the word means something. Um, yeah, it's definitely going to be a global brand, and definitely a movement
Yeah.
as much as anything.
Mm-hmm. Well, that's awesome. I think it's very, very much needed in the industry as a whole. And I feel like being relatable will definitely help build your brand, not just preaching it, but knowing you've gone through it.
Yeah, it's as much of a movement as anything else, um,
Mm-hmm.
and I guess we're starting. I guess that's what we're building it off of is a movement and mental health. So I mean, it's pretty rewarding to,
Mm-hmm.
I guess. I mean, we're not profitable yet, but when we become profitable and really got things moving, it'll be, yeah, very rewarding. But I mean, the journey's part of it.
Mm-hmm.
Um, to look back and think about how it started and where we are now compared to where we were a couple years ago.
Yeah, that's very neat. Well, gosh, is there anything else? Anything we didn't touch base on? I feel like most of my questions got answered very quickly.
Yeah,
So,
no problem. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. That's all
was there
good.
anything that we missed? Anything else that you want to talk about as far as the brand?
No, this is great. Thanks for having me on. Um,
Yeah,
really appreciate it,
yeah.
and we'll definitely be following your podcast along.
Thank you. Thank you. It's that's kind of been my calling is to bring a lot of stuff, share other people's stories, and kind of show the real side of the industry because it's not always butterflies and rainbows.
Exactly. That's great. That's what we need is to see both sides, right?
Mm-hmm. Yep. Well, and like you said, just so people too know they're not alone in any part of the struggle as they go through it.
Oh, exactly. Oh, that's
Yeah.
perfect.
Awesome. Well, yeah, we'll share your links and stuff
Okay.
in the episode. And yeah, if there's anything else that we can do to help spread awareness, we'd be happy to.
Yeah. No. We'll. You guys are in Wickenburg, or where are you
Yes.
guys at?
And we decided we wanted to make a home base, so this is our home base now too.
Good for you guys. Well, when we
Yeah.
get out to Wickenburg, we'll definitely have to come over for a visit, touch
Yeah,
base.
absolutely. That would be great. We hopefully we'll have a legit podcast studio and spot
This
soon.
is the fun part of building a business, though.
Yep. Like you said, the journey. The journey is a lot of it. It makes you who you are in the end of it.
Exactly. Well, that's great.
So
Well, thank you very much, Crystal.
yeah, thank you. And thanks for riding along with me on Horses, Hope, and Hustle. If you found even a little bit of inspiration or grit here today, share it with a friend, leave a review, or tag us on socials. And keep showing up for what truly matters. Until next time, stay true, stay tough, and keep hustling.